Hey guys, this is Einar. I hope you're all doing well. This is our sixth Excel tutorial, Basic Statistics in Excel. And we're going to talk about diagrams today. And in order to do that, we need to create a simple frequency table to begin with. We have to create data to put in a diagram. So we're going to write frequency right there, which is the same thing as the number of something. And we're going to say, well, this is about which part of Stockholm is the best and what part of Stockholm people found the most awesome. So let's start with that with Södermalm and say that 37 people thought that was the coolest place. We have Vasastan and we say 29 people. I'm just gonna fill in some numbers. Yeah. Just filling in. Okay, so let's say we want a total. We'll fill in that with a function. We'll just sum up all the frequencies we have thus far. So we have a total of 103 people that have answered the question, what part of Stockholm do they think is the most awesome? Now say we wanted to describe this with a diagram. The first thing we do is we go to Insert, and you'll see here that you have the option of adding different types of diagrams here. The simplest way, I think, is to mark the data you want to include to begin with, and we want only the different categories for now. And we want to create a we want to create a diagram from this. So what I do is I click a column here, and there are different alternatives. We're going to try this one for now, and we have a diagram. Now this isn't very informative. You know, it's just we know what it is because we've been working with the data, but to a person who doesn't know what this is, it just doesn't mean anything. So we're going to begin by inserting something else than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. We want it to say Södermalm, Vasastan, Östermalm, etc. So what we do is we right-click this and we choose Select Data. Now in this menu, we can choose what data to include. We could, for example, expand this to include the total, and you'll see it automatically updates, so we have the total here too. But I don't think that looks very good because it makes these look so small, so I'm going to change the data back to the way it was. And you see it shows up right here. If we want to choose the labels, we'll have to go to the horizontal category axis labels, and we choose Edit. We get up this little menu, and this is where you choose the labels, and they are located in our data in cells as well. So what we do is we choose the categories right there, and you'll see they show up there under the right columns because they know that they're right next to these ones, so they know where they're supposed to be placed. We click OK. Also, I don't think series is very clear. What are we talking about when we're talking about series? So we could go and we could edit that too, because well, it's the frequency. That is what the y-axis is measuring. It's measuring the frequency. So we go to Edit, and we choose the series name, which is frequency, and we click OK. We click OK again, and we get this is the frequency. We could change this as well later, but this is simple. Just simple go through. So we have the frequency of people liking the different parts of town the best. If I want to make this even more clear, I might want to separate one of them from the others and have a different color. So I double click on this one. I double click on it, and I go to Format Data Point. Now in this menu I can use so many different things, but what I want to do now is change its color. So I go to Fill, and I choose a solid fill. And in this menu here I can select different colors. I'm choosing red this time. I could of course also change them all at the same time because I want them to be different colors in order for it to be clear. So I make sure they're all chosen by these little balls showing up in the corners. I format the data series, I go to Fill, and now I choose Vary Colors by Point. When I do that, Excel automatically gives them different colors, which I think looks very good. And this was one way to create a diagram in Excel. There are, many different styles of doing it. Personally, I don't like these lines. If I want to change something, I just click on it and I press delete and it goes away. And this is like the general principle when working with diagrams. If I double click this, I'll select it and I can format the axis I can go in and I can change, for example, now it's steps of 5. I could change the major unit here and say fixed. And I say, well, I want it to be steps of 1, because I want to see every step of the way. So I choose 1 right there, and I close it. It doesn't look any good, obviously, but what you have here is a new axis where you can see 1. I'll try zooming in and see if you can see the difference, so you see it better. So it steps up 1 every step now, and that means they overlay each other because the diagram is too small to see. If I expanded it like this, you would start seeing the difference. So that's how you create a diagram in Excel. We're going to do this more in the future and in more detail, but this is just the basics on what menus to access and so forth. I hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you in tutorial number 7, and see you later. Bye bye.